Good morning, afternoon, day, or whatever time it might be for you guys. Welcome to the Hubbard County Public Works. I'm your host, the rental man, Buck. We got quite a few tasks that we need to handle today, but I'm going to start out first by getting some water tests done. Then we got to go and mow our county roadside ditches, which are off to the side of us. And lastly, we're going to have to head down to the post office, courtesy of the city council. They just got approved for the grant to resurface their gravel parking lot. I'll see you guys at the shop. Let's roll the intro and get the day started. Hope you all are having a great Tuesday when this video is coming out. This is Hubbard, Nebraska. You guys have kind of given me some word about this map saying, hey, go check it out. You're from Nebraska. Have some fun. I've been having a lot of fun actually on this map, and I really kind of liked how the systems are set up. We need to grab some test kits. Oh, I should have left the truck running. But I'm going to grab some test kits quick inside my storage locker. Please note, guys, that anything you guys do here in this video is for entertainment purposes only. I do my own research on some of this stuff just to see if I can get the basic concepts behind it. Now, where are those tests at? I should have... Ah, there they are. But I don't know the first thing about doing all these tests and reading these numbers. All I know is that you do look for certain chemicals and other readings like barium, bromate, chlorine, and you're looking to make sure that these are within the limited regulations for drinking water. We have 3 test sites that I'm going to be pulling samples from, and then we'll have those mailed in so that way we can be checked off that we are keeping our levels safe for the village. If you guys do work or have somebody that you know who works in public works, let me know down below. What kind of jobs do you guys do in your town? We've had one guy doing the jobs in my personal town for well over a few decades, and this guy has kept our town absolutely fantastic. I mean, we can't think of a better guy, and he's actually going to be retiring this year, so he's definitely been a big contributor to our city itself. But the first place we're going to stop at is the public park. There is a water hydrant right in the middle. I do have my jar ready to go, and then we have our chemical test to make sure we can get our levels. Start by filling up the jar. Perfect. Head to our next spot and grab our next sample. If you guys do like content like this and would absolutely love to see more of the public works, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. I try to make sure I change up the content every now and then to keep the things fresh on the channel, but I also like to let you guys know that I'm not the smartest person on the world. I will be completely honest, half this stuff I just try and either learn myself or I make up as I go. The next place we're going to be heading to, though, is my house, because I also have a water well in the back, and I use that as another testing source because I do drink from my water hose, and I'd like to know if my water is, safe to drink. But the hydrant should be on the back side of the house. And where's it at? There it is. Let's get our next jar out. Beautiful. And the last place that we're going to have to head down to is the ballpark. Luckily, Hubbard is not that big of a community, only a couple hundred people. But we still do want to make sure that we are doing our job thoroughly and properly. You do not want to slip up on any of this stuff because all it takes is one angry person on the board at a town board meeting to ruin the whole thing. Looking at our map, though, you guys can see there is an actual lake just on the opposite side of that tree line. We luckily don't have to do anything with that because that is a Games and Parks division. We just do stuff that's within city limits. Here is our hydrant. So we'll get our last sample of water. I would have to do at the school, but we don't have any requirements yet for those guys or the water tower yet. We just needed to test the hydrants around town. I'll head back to the shop, though, get those jars tested, make sure we can send the results in, and we'll move on to our next task. The results are in. Our water tests are going to pass. We did have one area that did seem a little bit high, but we did apply the correct chemicals to make sure that balances itself out. We'll make sure these are mailed in, and as you guys can see, this is the parking lot that we're going to be resurfacing. It's just basically down to mud at this point, and we want to make sure that we're having a proper place to be getting our federal mail, because otherwise that's destruction of federal property. But with those now mailed in, we're going to get started on putting out the cones. I did bring some cones, that way we can block off the parking lot. So I'll get my cones out of the back, we'll set that up, and we'll go grab the mower. And with those now perfectly set up, the reason we are not going to do the parking lot right away is the material yard does not open up until 8 o'clock-ish. But until then, I'm going to go out and mow so we can stall some time. You guys remember from the community post, I said there was something industrial lurking. Well, that is because this is not an actual tractor that Deere would have made, but this is a type of paint job that certain models would have gotten. The industrial series Deeres were painted all yellow, or if you can really remember, even in some older history books, there were some red John Deeres. Believe it or not, they were actually made. There were red John Deeres at one point. But this is an industrial model, so we're going to head ourselves onto the highway. I already got my vest and my glasses with our little rear wing bush hog. This is one job I've always wanted to actually try and do because this is modeled after what looks like our Public Works tractor, which is a 301A. It's a little bit smaller, but it's a 4-speed tractor, and it's got I think it's probably got a smaller bush hog on it. But we're going to hit the ditch and get this stuff head out. We got about 3/4 of a mile worth of these ditches to work on that are on the main highway, and then we got a few ditches inside town that we got to take out. Put the mower on. Let's get these ditches cleaned up.
I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business, 'cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck paycheck. Rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cool night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life.
Wrapping out our work alongside the highway. I got 2 spots that I need to go and hit up on the north side of town and the northwest side of town, one of which is the water tower, so we can make sure that area is cleaned up. I did get some reports of some electrical issues up there that we're going to have to take a look at probably later today. They're nothing major, but apparently there was some exposed wires sitting out there on the ground, so we're gonna have to check out and see what that is, make sure if we have to call the power company or if something that we can take care of. I really gotta say though, I do love this layout of Hubbard. It does feel like a small town. I think the fastest way to get to the water tower is probably my alleyway. Very hilly town, I'll tell you that much. There we go. I don't know why someone didn't get this spot last time we mowed, but there's the electrical box that we're gonna have to watch out for. Apparently there's some exposed wire down in there. I'll take a look at that, like I said, later this afternoon. Just finishing up on the north side of town. The biggest reason that we do the maintenance with this grass is we do it for visibility. You can't see sometimes if this grass isn't cut at least once or twice a month over the sides of these corners. And we don't want to have anybody be getting into an accident within city limits because there's visibility for improper maintenance of the grass. So we just knock it out. We do 2 passes for the entire stretch of it, just so we can make sure that there is enough room to clearly see around these corners. With the supply yard open, I gotta go get the Bobcat, the dump truck ready, so we'll catch you guys over at the post office. For the full truck across truck. Thank you, boys. Let's head to our job site. You guys remember that C7500 dump truck that came out on the in-game mod hub? Yeah, I already changed the wheels and put Chevy's and GMC logos on it. Looks a lot better. I like it. This truck definitely sounds awesome. I cannot complain. Let's drop a gear and, well, we're not really going to disappear, but we'll at least be moving. It said this truck holds about a little over 9.5, 9.75 yards worth of gravel, which means we should be able to at least do this all in one pass. I don't think we're going to need any more rock than that, but I've been proven wrong before, and there's a very good chance I'll probably be proven wrong again. The Bobcat's already on the opposite side, so we don't need to go and get that. But I'll get myself into the cone area, and we'll try and level it out as much as we can on our own without having to use the Bobcat. Well, there's that. And that is definitely thick enough, but now we just got to spread it out with the Bobcat. Park this in the alleyway, otherwise I'm going to get yelled at that I park it on someone's yard, or heavens forbid, in the middle of the road. Is it just me, or does every single small town find some way to complain one way or another? Also, what do you guys think we should name this dump truck? But go down to the comment section. What should we name the dump truck? I don't know why, but it looks like a Bubba to me. This looks like Bubba the dump truck. This, though, is by far my favorite thing to do in Farm Sim when it comes to construction. That is leveling out and making parking lots. It's always been so much fun to me. I don't know why. Just gotta push this bad boy around and see how far we can get without having to dump or move any material. Anything that we have that's extra, we might try and roll around and put it around town, or we can put it out on the gravel road. But this is what they paid for, so we're going to try and use all of the material as much as we can. Hello. You would think they'd pay for the stop barriers that would go up on the front, but I guess this was literally just a complaint that went in about the parking lot itself. They didn't really have any complaints with how the parking lot was set up. And I mean, I guess I can kind of see where that comes in, because it's not like this post office sits in a really secluded parking area. It's almost just easier and safer to just drive in and drive out. I'll let you guys get a little bit of music in while I work on this. We'll see you guys at the conclusion of this wonderful project for the end result. should do it. Just got this one last little area to clean up outside the cones, and that is all. We just got to take up the cones and head on back. We used, I would think, at least 85% of that gravel. We'll just see what it looks like inside the dump bed of the truck. Oh yeah, that's good enough. We need to make any filler patches around. But let's just see in the truck, percentage-wise, how much we used. We used about 81%. It's got 19% left in the bed of the tipper. But I'm pretty proud of that. Let's get these cones back up and see what our finished product looks like. Let's get rid of you, get rid of you. You, and you. And look at that. That looks pretty nice. Obviously, it will settle itself back in and it'll fill in. So that's why we'll just keep the truck probably with the rock in it right now. For the meantime, we don't have any more projects around town that we're going to need the dump truck for at the moment. So we'll leave that just to kind of see how this settles. And we can come back and fill in any patchwork that we'll need to do later. Let's get everything back to the shop and get on with the rest of our day. With that all wrapped up, I think that is going to finish off our day today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Hubbard County Public Works. I do appreciate you all for stopping by. I gotta head down to the city park and get that sucker mowed away for the week. So we'll see you guys back in the next one. Be sure to check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You guys already know who's in it. I shall see you all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.